Hey guys, and welcome to another book review. This one is of Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. Now, Billy and Me centres around the characters of Sophie and Billy. Now, Sophie went through quite a traumatic event early in her life, and it's had detrimental effects on the woman she grew up to be. She lives in a small town with her mother and works in the local tea shop, which is owned by her friend Molly. Now, one day a film crew shows up wanting to film a movie of Pride and Prejudice, and a young man walks into the tea shop. Unbeknown to Sophie at the time, that young man is Billy Buskin, the star of said movie. Now, of course, the story we see the two get to know each other and end up falling in love. Now, because Billy has such high ambitions within his career, he convinces Sophie to move with him to London, where he's taking part in a play. Now, up until this point, their relationship has been okay, but once Sophie is fully in the spotlight, that's when things start to get a little difficult for the two of them. Now, the main issues the characters face, mainly Sophie's trying to deal with being suddenly thrust into the limelight. She experienced quite a traumatic event quite young in her life, and it caused her to shy away from people in general. And it was only with the help of Molly, her friend who owns the tea shop, that she actually started to come out of her shell a little bit. So when she's fully thrust into the spotlight in the public eye, she finds that quite difficult. Now, my favourite character within the story is probably Molly. I think she's just a fun-loving person, and she's a great friend and almost like a mothering figure to Sophie. And I just like her as a character. Now, I don't really have a favourite part of the story. I think there were various phases throughout the story that I enjoyed. I just can't necessarily pinpoint one. However, when it comes to my least favourites, there are two that come to mind. One is when Sophie and Billy have a large fight on the set of another movie he's working on. I think that where Billy's not willing to see things from Sophie's perspective, and I think that has a major effect on their relationship, and it's quite a difficult scene to read. Another one that I personally found difficult was the scene towards the end with Molly. I don't want to give you a spoiler, but yeah, that one had me in tears. Another scene that was also a bit heartbreaking was, like I said, Sophie went through something quite traumatic as a child, involving the loss of her father, and we don't find out the full extent of the heartbreak that had for her until later into the story, and that is quite a tragic story. So yeah, that was kind of upsetting as well. Now, my overall thoughts on this book: it's a really good book. I enjoyed it, and it's a very interesting viewpoint, I suppose. Like seeing what it's like to have a normal person thrust into the limelight because they're dating someone who's mega famous. It's a fun, heartwarming story. I know I say that a lot about books, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good book and definitely worth a read.